You asked for it. Today we are doing the top 5 manifestation mistakes that you might be making. This one's going to change your game, so be sure to keep watching. What's up, beautiful friend, and welcome back. My name is Jen Stevens. I'm a holistic manifestation coach, and this is my YouTube channel. This is where I create a brand new video for you every single week, all about the art of manifesting your very best life by using the tools that are inside your own mind. So if you are at all interested in up-leveling yourself, in increasing your self-worth, and into becoming that person you've always wanted to be, then be sure to go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Today, I am giving you the juiciest tips of all time, I think, on this channel, and I'm sharing the top 5 manifestation mistakes that you might be making right now. Before we get into it, I just want to remind you that manifestation is not just a special skill that only certain perfect people have. It is something we are all doing all the time. The problem is most of us are manifesting things into our life that we don't really want because we don't understand the full process. So I'm hoping this list of manifestation mistakes today is going to help you to see just how much control you really have over your own life and inspire you to start acting consciously towards creating that dream life that you've always wanted. My aim here is always to empower you, not to make you feel like you're doing anything wrong. I've shied away from doing a mistakes video before because I kind of feel like people don't need any more ammunition to feel bad about themselves. But I think these tips today are really going to help you to get ahead and actually manifest the things that you want. So let's get into the tips today. Mistake number 1, you are just thinking about what you want, you're not actually manifesting it. So this is the number 1 mistake I see people make. People decide that they want, an extra $3,000 or this kind of car or this relationship, and they think that just thinking about it is enough to start manifesting. So I just want to be really clear here right now, deciding on the things that you want is really important. After all, if you don't have a goal, you are not going to go anywhere. If you don't have a goal, then you're never going to achieve that goal, right? Your life might get better in different ways, but you will always push yourself that little bit farther if you have a concrete deadline. And of course, some people are specific manifestors, some people are non-specific manifestors, but you need to have sort of a general direction or a couple of general directions to aim towards. So setting your goal is super important, but just setting the goal and just thinking about where you want to be is not manifesting. You are not shifting the way you feel on the inside. And that means you are not shifting your magnetism, which means that you are going to keep attracting in the exact same things you already have. So manifesting is not just sitting back on your sofa, thinking about something and then waiting for it to come to you. It is the process of you shifting yourself on the inside. And that brings me to tip number 2 today, which is not taking action. So I know people get this one a little bit twisted, but I always say the law of attraction contains the law of action. So in other words, you are going to have to do something in order to get what you want. I think books like The Secret made it sound like you literally didn't have to do anything to get something into your life. And sometimes that is true. Sometimes things come flying into your reality without you barely doing anything about it. The example I can think of for myself is when I decided I wanted a book deal, and 2 weeks later, a book deal just showed up. So it can definitely happen. But for most of us, especially in the areas where we're feeling really blocked, which is usually around love or money or both, there's usually some underlying work that we need to do. And we need to start to shift that. We need to heal that stuff, and we need to take new actions. So you need to take a different action. If you keep just showing up in your life doing the same things you've always done, of course, not much is going to change. So action is really important for manifestation. That does not mean you need to go out there and run yourself ragged by running around and doing a bunch of things and hustling to get what you want. Action within manifestation, I would count that as your healing stuff, your reprogramming stuff, as well as the physical real world action. Another way to look at this, though, is that you are a being in the physical world and the universe is just around us. So if there's something that will bring you closer to your goal and you're sitting on your butt waiting for the universe to do that for you, it kind of looks like you're not really that invested in your goal, right? So your part of the equation is to show up here as this human in the 3D world and to do your part in the 3D world. And a lot of times people are not doing their part in the 3D world. They want it all to magically just appear for them. And that unfortunately is not how it works. So if you are not taking action, I suggest that you start to think about a great way to do that for your particular goal. Mistake number 3, it is not doing the subconscious healing and reprogramming work. There is a huge reason why in my Manifestation Academy Recode, this stuff is the core of the program. The way I like to describe this is that we manifest on a 360-degree way. So we are manifesting through our thoughts, our beliefs, our actions, through the whole thing, the whole vibe of who we are. But that includes our subconscious mind. And our subconscious mind is where a lot of negative programming and old-fashioned beliefs, stuff that we picked up from our parents, that's where all of that stuff lives. And you are probably walking around with some of these ideas about yourself or about the way the world works that are actually taking you farther from your manifestation goals. And if you ignore the subconscious, if you don't want to go in and look at your limiting beliefs, your past traumas, and all of that stuff, it is all just going to stay exactly the same. So I teach this in 2 ways. The healing stuff is where you go in and you see those points of trauma and you can do a little bit of inner child work and start to heal. And then that way you won't feel that negativity around that loop anymore and you will be able to move on to something else. And the reprogramming part is the next part. That is when you start to instill those new beliefs that actually support what you want and start to build a new foundation that you have consciously created. So it is a 2-part process and you need, in my opinion, both of these things in order to really reset your energy and start to manifest at a new level. So if you are not doing anything to talk to your subconscious, if you're not journaling, if you're not doing some sort of hypnosis, if you're not, working with a coach or something like that, you probably are missing some pieces of the puzzle here. So it's not that you can't manifest what you want, it's just that you are kind of, holding yourself back. It's like you're holding a big heavy weight on your back and you're trying to run forward. It is not impossible, but it is a lot more difficult to do. If you are not addressing your subconscious, that is something to get on ASAP. Okay, manifestation, a tip number 4 for things to avoid. This is waiting to feel good. One of the other things that I teach inside Manifestation Recode Academy is that you need to take things off of the pedestal. And unfortunately, this is not what we are taught to do. We have grown up in a heavily goal-based environment, starting from when you are in school. It's like you go through this level to the next level to the next level, and there's always some new thing to advance towards. And we're always kind of shown and told that when you get to the next grade, or when you graduate, or when you finish this class, or when you get this job, when you finish the internship, whatever, when you finish the next thing, that is when you're going to finally feel successful and happy and confident and everything will be great. And unfortunately, that is not how life works. We think that there's a finish line sometime that we are going to feel done. I've got nothing else left to worry about and everything in my life is fulfilling me and I can finally relax and be happy. And this, my friends, is an unfortunate perfectionist fantasy that most of the population suffers from. Your happiness and your confidence and your feelings of success about yourself really have nothing to do with the manifestation goal that you have. And in many ways, I think manifestation can be used in this sort of spiritual bypass way because we are trying to convince ourselves to feel good by getting this outside thing instead of just doing the work to feel good. Again, this is why I do so much subconscious healing stuff inside my Recode Manifestation Academy, because I believe it's the opposite. It's if you don't know how to feel good now, the $1 million is not going to make you feel good either. So why not just learn how to feel good now? Why not give yourself permission to step into your full self-worth, even though you don't have the thing yet? If you don't learn how to do this, you are always going to feel behind. You are always going to be on that treadmill of life thinking that happiness is just around the corner and you are never going to quite get there. And plus, when you feel a sense of lack with your manifestation, that is another manifestation block that actually repels the thing away from you. So there's multiple reasons why it is so key for you to start to learn how to feel good now in the process of manifesting and not just wait to be happy when you get to the end. Okay, and finally, manifestation mistake number 5. This one kind of hinges on what I was just speaking about, and that is putting too much faith in signs from the universe, in your manifestation crystals, in your vision board, in your 5x5, whatever it is, whatever the outside tool is that you are using to try to manifest, it is not that tool. It's not to say that I don't like these things. Like I appreciate a good 1111 sign from the universe. I have crystals, but like I don't spend a lot of time really thinking it's the crystal, the ritual, whatever that is going to do the work. What I really want you to know here is that it's not the vision board. It's not the crystal. You don't have to set your intention exactly at midnight on a new moon. You don't have to follow any of the rules. The most important thing for you is just to get it right in your own mind. And that is such a simple process when you can filter out all of the manifestation blocks. It's simply deciding on where you want to go and doing the healing and reprogramming and then taking a little bit of action, and then that's how you get there. You can use the crystals. You can do the 5x5 if that's what lights you up. You can play with the vision boards if you love doing that. If it feels good to you, if it feels fun, do the rituals, do all the things, buy all the stuff that you feel inspired to do. But make no mistake, at the end of the day, the most important tool in your manifestation toolkit is you. And you spending your time focusing on this crystal or focusing on this other thing is just kind of a way for you to give your power away. And what I want you to do is to take that power back and to remember that you are the badass conscious creator and you don't need these outside things. You can play with them, you can have fun with them, you can use them when you feel like it. But I want you to get really excited about your own badass skills, your own self-worth. I want you to really create that sense of knowing and belief inside of you. Focus on doing that. Focus on the healing. Focus on the reprogramming, and you can play with the other things along the way, but do not put too much of your faith into them because you are the most important thing. So that is it for my top 5 manifestation mistakes. I hope that I didn't offend you with these. I hope this is actually inspiring you to take more action and to work more on your inner world, because that is really the whole key to the puzzle. There are no coincidences, so I know there is something important in this video that you were meant to see today, and I really hope that you take the time to go ahead and apply that to your life. Do not just sit here and watch the content and then go to the next video without implementing it. Please take that little nugget of information that you got today and make sure you apply it. That is my big request to you. If you enjoyed this video today, please do me a favor and give me a like. If you want to learn more about me, come on over and check out Recode Manifestation Academy. That is where I'm giving you the step-by-step tools to manifest your best life, plus new training every month. It is really a wonderful place to be and to start out on this process. Other than that, I hope that you enjoyed this, and I will see you back here in next week's video.